Today we're going to be looking at day 2 of an arithmetic sequence. And again, we're still going to kind of work through it pretty slowly. So yesterday we had short sequences where we were able to just add them up. Because remember, that's what it means when we're talking about a sum. That means add them all together. That's what we're looking at. But sometimes the sequences are long, and sometimes we only have certain information. Like the last problem that I gave you yesterday, where it was from 2 to 100. And it looked like it was counting by twos. Well, I wouldn't expect you to do 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 on your calculator all the way up to 100. There'd be so many ways that you could make a mistake or whatever. So there is another option, and that other option is to use a formula. And this is the sum for an arithmetic sequence formula. Actually, usually they have a little n down here. That n would represent how many terms we're adding together. So there are going to be times when we're going to have to maybe figure out the pieces, but there are going to be other times when they'll give us everything. And to start out, we're just going to have everything given to us. So all we need to do is make sure we can work through the formula. And so all the pieces are here, a sub 1, a sub n, and n. And my job is to just plug it in and figure it out. You're going to need a calculator again, because or some of you might. Maybe some of you won't need a calculator. Maybe you want to challenge yourself. But I recommend that you maybe take the time to grab a calculator. Your phone will work just fine to do this. So I'm going to, like I said, go ahead and plug it in. In this case, it's the sum of the first 15. I know that because n is 15. The sum of the first 15 is n over 2 times the first term plus the last term. And so I know the formula. I know all the pieces. I plug them in, and I get an answer. So now I'm going to just take my phone again. It's handy. If you have a calculator, use a calculator. But I'm going to grab my calculator on my phone. Depending on the kind of phone you have, mine is the cheapest phone ever made, so don't judge me. But I have to shift mine over to find the parentheses, which I'm going to need. Some of you just tip your phone sideways and then it flips to a more complicated phone or a more advanced scientific phone. But just depends on what you have. If you have a calculator, a regular calculator, which I have one of those too, here, the parentheses are on there that you're going to use. You don't need a fraction key to do this. We can just do division. So when I plug this in, I'm going to go 15 divided by 2. Then I'll find my parenthesis, and it was 23 plus 121. So I need to back this up. I'm sorry. I've got to do parenthesis 15 divided by 2. Then I'll end parenthesis. And then I have to open up the parenthesis again. That's just how mine is. I have to do it that way, otherwise it won't divide the 15 divided by 2 separately. Then I can add the rest of it, 23 plus 121, end parenthesis, and then I can go back and hit equals. And so I got 1,080 for my answer. So the sum of the first 15 terms is 1,080. Again, it's just a matter of plugging it in the calculator, and that's all I want you to do today. Get comfortable with using the calculator to find this. And everybody's calculator is a little bit different. So keep that in mind when you are using this. If your answers will all be in multiple choice form, so if you don't find the answer in there, then that means you plugged it in your calculator wrong. So then you just have to figure out how to do that. If you have any questions, just let me know. If you shoot a picture of your calculator, then I can see what you have and I can kind of talk you through it. So this next one is the sum of the first 30 terms is equal to n over 2 times the first term plus the last term. And so for me, again, I'm going to go, I have to do parentheses around mine. So parenthesis 30 divided by 2, end parenthesis, open the new parenthesis, first term plus the last term. And that hit equals, and I got 1350. Again, assuming my math was correct there. What I'd like you to do is take a few moments and pause the video and see if you can answer that last one. While you do that, I am going to attempt to answer it myself. And so I will let you, like I said, quietly work through it. And if you did this correctly, the sum of the first 20 terms should be negative 520. So please check your work and see how you did. As always, if you have questions, ask. Otherwise, good luck with this, and hope it all works for you. Have a good one.